G'day, g'day. Thank you for having me.
Yes, this month we have our, it's now an annual, because this is the second year. No Jez. That's all right, we don't actually need him. Yeah, our now annual event, Cross the Streams, we partnered with Nonfiction Gaming and Split the Party to raise money for Beyond Blue once again. Beyond Blue, if you aren't aware, is an amazing mental health charity helping people who suffer from anxiety and depression. They do amazing work, hence why we are raising money for them. Tonight, your donations can influence the game. So $5 will get you a common magic item, 25 a rare, 10 an uncommon, $50 a very rare. Speaking of Jez, I want mine. And $20 Wild Magic Surge. So for those of you who watched our Starlight charity stream, you know just how chaotic those donations can get very fast. But this will be going all month. Next week we have something fun planned as well. But I'll shoot back to Jez for that if he can speak.
I can. I think I've got audio sorted out. Testing. I'll give it a thumbs up in the chat. Should be good. It's always the same issue. Can't figure it out.
Everywhere, all the time.
All the time. But yeah, we're on throughout the rest of October with different sessions. Every session will be, like Dan said, raising money for Beyond Blue. And with lots of lovely people. It's going to be fantastic. What else we got? We have announcements around our Patreon. Don't forget to check out our Patreon. There's new stuff popping up there all the time. Our very own Foundry Flattop is writing in his journal from Trankasha.
The next one's going to be...
So just a bit of a context here. So the rest of the party has gone into the Feywild while Foundry Flattop has decided to abandon them to go on his own little side quest. So this little diary entries are some of his adventure encounters and experiences on that path. Also, don't forget to check out our YouTube channel. I'll put a few links in the chat. Maddie has been putting a fair bit of content up on YouTube of late, and it's awesome. All around getting started around character design and how to build more personality around your language you used, really how to level up your DM game. So do check it out. And lastly, but by no means least, we have a huge month coming up in October. We have not one, not two, but 3 giveaways coming up in October, starting next week. So we have awesome things coming from D&D Beyond. We also are very, very happy to introduce our sponsor at the moment, which is Behold Games, a local game shop. It's so good to have them on board. Jump on the chat now, have a look at the link there, get yourself 10% off selected items, and look out for an awesome giveaway from Behold Games coming in 2 weeks' time. Who is raging? Peanut, we are all raging. Rage!
It'll be me.
All raging. Just a quick question, DM. Can I enter the Behold Games giveaway to win the cool stuff?
No, but everybody else in the chat can. The way you enter the giveaway, when we have giveaways going, is make sure you're in the chat, make sure you're a follower, and enter the giveaway. If you are a subscriber, you will get 1 extra entry in that giveaway. So up your chances, subscribe, show some support and love, and yeah, watch out for those giveaways coming soon. More details coming on our Discord, socials, and all the other channels are on. Dan, did you want to plug your stream and show?
Seeing as there's 2 Dans, I assume that means me.
Yes.
I think he was talking. Dan, I think.
Sorry, Dan, if you could actually plug your show, the show that we're on now, that'd be really good.
So this is the link to my OnlyFans. Back to you, Dan.
Yeah, well, actually, yeah, the link you see in the description in the chat right now is to our Only Dans, and you can support only the Dans across the different streams that we do. No, I stream every Monday, or most Mondays. We did miss one recently, but let's not talk about it. Over at twitch.tv/SheriffDan. That's Dan with 2 N's. It's the second N is silent. You can also go to nonfictiongaming.com and see a bunch of stuff I've written about for PAX this weekend. Very excited to go to PAX. Got my plushy D20 stress ball ready to go, and just excited to be back on a Raging Roll stream. It's been too long.
Mate, we're stoked to have you back with us. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm ready for the chaos.
Bonnie has
You got
joined us.
Fred
Merc is here.
YouTuber.
Okay. Well, without further ado, shall we dive in? After spending days aboard Metal Jans's ship, the Crystal Shepherd, you encountered a number of sea creatures, including a hydra that had an appetite for the ship itself. After sending the creatures back to the depths, you continued northwards towards Waterdeep. Sarah continues to appear from the necklace pendant at your own requests. On your voyage, Sarah has told you that her, 3 other servants, 3 children, and Lady Maria, the wife of Lord Vialis of Yellowcrest, were murdered, and that she is certain that Lord Vialis was responsible for their deaths as part of a dark ritual. She informs you that Yellowcrest Manor is on Delzorin Street in the North Ward. As time passes and she grows more comfortable with you all, she points you to a few pages of her diary that indicate that she had a romantic relationship with a young squire named Vecken, who lived close to the manor on Imar Street, and she urged you to check in on him. She's worried about him. As the sun reaches its peak on its journey across the sky on the final day of your voyage, Meteor rounds you all up to prepare the ship to dock. After careful instruction on maneuvering, you reach the dock ward at Waterdeep. The place is bustling with people loading and unloading ships and moving about the streets. The day is yours.
Gary, Max, you guys ready to head out?
They kind of look at you, and Meteor's like, actually, if you could just give us a hand just unloading some of these crates, that'd be really handy. And turn to you back to you, Foundry, and say, yeah, look, we're just going to help out Meteor as part of the payment for getting us here. We'll catch up with you in a day or two.
Are you guys okay? You sound like you've caught something whilst we're at sea. Your voice is very strange.
Well, so many sea shanties.
Yes, I do. They can be like that.
It takes a toll on your voice.
Well, Merc, I guess it's just you and me.
It would appear that way, yes.
All right, let's. So we're going to find this Sir Vecken somewhere.
Yeah, the Sir Vecken. What's the name? Sarah told you that he lived close to the manor on Imar Street.
Imar Street.
Imar Street.
As you disembark the ship, you see around you there are 3 main docks in the dock ward. There are 2 other large ships that are currently being loaded with goods. A number of people are there loading large crates into these ships. The street and the surrounds is bustling with people going in and out of shops and going about their day.
Cool. DM, I have decided with my donation that I would instead like to have 2 wild magic surges at my given point, and then 2 common magic items to appear for one for Sir Vecken when he comes in, and one for for Nick's character when they appear.
Well, let me take a note of that.
God, why make it difficult? Jeez.
I want chaos. I want chaos. This is
There's a list of my demands.
Yeah. My 2IC isn't here yet to stop me from causing too much mayhem.
Who is that again?
Oh, that was Bonnie. She had a very important job of going back to Candlekeep to drop off the to let them know that we completed our previous mission and get our money so that everyone can be paid for our mission.
Suck it, Gary!
I mean, Gary did do really well, so I think he could be assistant to the assistant manager. But you know, like it's almost time for a quarterly review, and we'll go from there anyway. I'll explain. You know what a quarterly review is, Merc?
I have not been in the line of employment where that is customary. No.
All right. So what an employment review is, or quarterly review is, and I'll just keep talking as I'm like looking around the area.
Cool.
Mine is not coming up, is it? My review.
Oh no! You just joined, so you'll actually just miss out on this one. We don't have enough KPI data. KPI, of course, is a key performance index. But you know, come next quarter, we will have one of those.
Oh, I wouldn't want to miss that.
Oh no, it's quite entertaining if you're doing well.
Try not
and
to suck.
Yeah, and I'll just scan the area with a perception check of 17.
What are you looking for in particular? Anything?
Anything, any odd characters, anyone who, like, you know, I could recruit as a meat shield for the CDA.
What you notice is that along the line of the shops and the streets that are sort of heading away from the docks, on some of the corners there is, on one particular corner, there's a few characters sort of standing around the outside of one of these corner places, leaning up against the wall. It looks like a bit of a drinking hole, so it's where people who need jobs and things would tend to hang out, especially right against the docks.
As I finish explaining what KPIs are and why they're important and how they pertain to performance reviews, quarterly reviews. Anyway, sorry, all that talking. I'm feeling a bit parched, Merc. Do you drink? Do you imbibe?
Indeed. I was also wondering if you would like to look for a shop where we could perhaps get some potions or trinkets, or perhaps sell some of those teeth we found. Oh.
So I always find that shopping should definitely be done whilst inebriated. That's when we make the best decisions.
Very well.
How tall is Merc?
He's just over 5 feet.
Okay, I reach up and put my arm around his shoulders. Like, come on, let's get a drink. We survived a Hydra. We killed a Hydra. That's pretty cool.
That is true. I think I blew one of its heads up.
You did. It was disgusting. I'm pretty sure. Oh, and I kind of like just like pick some like Hydra brain out of his feathers.
As you sort of say the word Hydra, you see one of a person walking past you kind of stop and tap you on the shoulder. He says, "Excuse me, did you just say you saw a Hydra?"
Yes, first, don't touch me. Second, yes, we did see a Hydra. We felt the beast.
Where was it? I mean, we're about to set off, and if there's a Hydra nearby, I wouldn't...
Oh, no, it's fine. We killed it because we're the Candlekeep Detective Agency. Perhaps you've heard of us, and I flick out a business card. And then all of a sudden it's in his pocket, and I'm like, but you know, we're in Waterdeep for a while, and we're all up and down the Sword Coast. You know, if you need anything, if you need like any mystery solved or anything, you know, we will solve them for you, of course, for gold.
He pulls out the bit of paper or card you're giving him. He's like, "No, can't say I've ever heard of you, but I'm glad you got rid of that Hydra." And he turns and walks away. You just catch out the corner of your eyes, he sort of tosses the card onto the ground.
That's right. There was a second one deeper in his pocket.
It's 30 gold pieces for a tooth if you're interested, sir.
I like the hustle, Nick. I like the hustle. You know, you can be assistant to the assistant manager at some point with that hustle.
Seems I have learned from the best, perhaps.
Anyway, drink time, and we head over. I'll leave Merc over. We might be able to find someone, like a drunk person that has a lot of gold who wants to buy a tooth. We can tell them the story, tell them the history of the tooth.
Okay. So you make your way over to that drinking hole, yes?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Entering the docked yard, as it's called, there is a number of seafaring folk. The smell that hits your nose is that of like old fish, seaweed, and salt, and it's pretty pungent as you walk in. It's starting to get pretty lively. It's about just after midday, so people are having a bit of a feed and getting their drink on. Give me a perception check. You can at advantage or both.
I'll give Merc advantage.
Oof. With your big rolls.
Oh,
Damn.
Nice.
You see the light.
You're burnt.
There it is. He sees everything. He sees the camera in front of him.
A question: who's holding the pendant right now?
It's currently tucked between my butt cheek. No, it's
No, it's in your pocket somewhere, right? So as you're scanning the room, a few different characters catch your eye. Firstly, you see Bonnie sitting in a corner, and Bonnie is talking to really small, really obscure creature that you wouldn't see around these parts, a small fairy. But the necklace lights up, and you can feel it pulling you towards a corner of the tavern. As you look over, you see... Dan, would you like to describe yourself?
Dressed in blue, sort of simple kind of garb. You get a look, and with that excellent 20 or natty 20, you instantly tell that this is a gentleman who has aged beyond his years. His face is a little bit weathered. He's got a couple of prominent scars, long flowing black hair, and he's kind of over the table that we're sitting at, and he's kind of listening with listening to the conversation, not really interjecting too much, but he's got sort of a bit of a sadness about him. He's heard it all before. He's seen it all before. These young kids coming in with their adventure stories, and he seems to be sort of humoring them because they've plied him with some drinks. He's happy to accept the ale in exchange for curtly listening and nodding, yeah, his sort of weather-beaten face just spreads out in sort of wrinkles and cracks and lines every time he smiles at some, I'm sure, excellently delivered joke. Though he seems to be like your uncle would kind of smile at at the joke of a 5-year-old, kind of, oh yes, yes, very good. I understand. I understand the papas. Yes, I understand that language for sure.
At this point, I would like a wild magic surge, please, DM. Can I center it over as soon as I clock Bonnie, and then I don't know if I see the weathered gentleman, but if Finry does, he's very much going to be like adjusting himself, like, oh, hello.
Okay, give me your D100.
D100. Here it goes. That is a 44.
44.
Everyone dies.
So, as you sort of smarten up your collar and things, you feel something come over you and you just disappear for a second. And then you actually end up appearing right next to Bonnie.
No!
And for the next minute, you can teleport as a bonus action up to 20 feet.
Oh, hey there, boss.
Hi. Yes.
I've met this cool this guy here.
Yeah. Okay.
a real good listener. He loves my jokes.
Oh yes. Well, you're supposed to be at Candlekeep. Did you get the money? Did you get the money from completing the mission?
DM, help.
Whilst she's thinking, I would like to teleport and grab an empty glass and then teleport back over and put it over the ferry.
Oh,
Sorry, as I do. Sorry, private conversation.
you have to excuse him. He's rude.
hang on. We'll get to all that. So,
Sweet Lord.
so in terms of coinage, you guys are able to secure. You scored 326 gold, Bonnie,
Oh, that's not too bad.
and Bruce, give me a dexterity check versus your strength check, Finry, or
My
athletics.
strength check?
Athletics.
Athletics.
As a saving throw or as ability check?
Just an ability check, just a contest.
6.
I did a 10.
It takes a second, but the glasses, it's too fast for you to see what Finry's done. Disappearing, come back, and boom, the glass is over you.
What the hell? What did that for?
I'm just imagining like, sorry, what?
Do I know you?
So it went well, Bonnie?
Oh yeah, you guys took forever. You really should learn to pick up the pace. But here's the gold. Dunk. I drop a bag of gold on the table.
Do I see that?
Awesome. So it's 81 for the 81 gold pieces and 5 silver for the party who completed the mission.
Vecken is sitting here at this table, watching this unfold. This small gnome. Wait, Finry's a halfling, right, or a gnome?
He's a halfling.
Halfling.
Very dashing looking halfling.
Yeah, dashing about, indeed, and teleporting back and forth. Vecken kind of looks surprised, and then just sort of just mutters to himself, kids these days.
I lift the glass off Bruce after I snag the gold, and I quickly divvy it up between Bonnie's and Merc's share, and then I'm like, well, I'll hold on to Max's and Gary's. Oh, to Gary's share. And then I bamf over to Vecken, and I'm like, sorry, what was that?
Well, I can see you're young adventurers out and about. I remember back in my day, we used to share our profits before we got to the tavern, because it was dangerous to share it at the tavern, of course. How things have changed.
Well, Silver Fox, I may look young, but I can tell you that I have quite a lot of experience in adventures in other places.
Yeah, and you've got many more ahead of you.
In the meantime,
what was that? Sorry, Bonnie?
Oh, I said the bedroom doesn't count.
In the meantime, Merc doing all this and going over to the bar and bought a couple of drinks. It'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drinks. One extra really large one for the ferry, and come over and deliver the morning.
I appreciate it.
for your troubles.
Sorry.
It's an interesting one. Yes. And then I just sit into my drink and kind of quietly observe what's going on.
Cheers.
Bamf back over to Bonnie.
What brings you guys here? And that little one as well.
That's funny. That's funny. I'll put a glass back over you in a second. Watch your mouth. Finry says, well, actually, we're on the case at the moment. We have this pendant, and I say, Sarah. Does she appear?
She absolutely does. She appears, she emerges out of the pendant really slowly, very much aware of the surroundings she's in. You see the mist start to form for a second before it collapses back into the pendant.
That
Uh,
was
That's a little weird.
weird.
I don't
You-
think she likes that. I don't think she likes that, Finry.
You hear
Well,
the bang, the
one
sound of
somewhere-
a chair being knocked over as Vecken's on his feet, looking down at you, and he says, "What did you say?"
Oh, this is Sarah from Yellowcrest Manor. She's stuck in the pendant. We're here to find out what happened and solve the mystery and get paid and right some wrongs. We're actually on our way to. We're actually looking for a Sir Vecken on Imar Street.
I'm Sir Vecken, and he says, "Sarah's." No, you're wrong. Sarah's dead, and his voice sort of cracks, and you see his eyes getting quite wet. You see him holding back tears. He says, "If this is some kind of sick joke."
Well, yes, no. This Sarah, she's a ghost. I don't believe she is alive. She just appears out of the pendant when.
We
Well,
found
we
her
say her
under a
name.
temple that the snakes were trying to like. What was
Yeah,
it? It was the
No,
dragon.
it was the dragon that we killed.
Yeah, the dragon hoarded her.
Yeah, and she was in a book. I opened a book, and the pendant fell out, and there's a bunch of stuff. It was about 3 months ago, stream-wise, so I don't remember. I'm kind of hazy on the entire details.
Have you seen this pendant before, sir?
DM, have I? Probably.
Yes, you
Yeah.
recognise it as being something that Sarah wore a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, that belonged to my dear Sarah. She was murdered, and she was interred in the public cemetery. She shouldn't. She was laid to rest.
Well,
Ooh, I'm
judging-
sensing a grave robbery.
Well, I not just a grave robbery, but someone probably covering their tracks. I mean, if she was murdered, I mean, I've read enough books that if someone meets an ill-fated end or an untimely end, sometimes they can be brought back as a ghost, or their spirit lingers with unresolved
This
business. And holy shit, I actually learned something at Candlekeep.
Would I know anything about how a ghost would be kept inside a pendant like this, DM? Or like, is there a check that I'd kind of like? Or
Give
is it-
me an Arcana check.
That is crap.
No, nothing immediately springs to mind as to how the two relate.
Oh, good. I'm
What-
sorry.
Where
What
is she
about you? That was going to be my next question. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're probably just gonna ask it with more tact.
Oh. I just whisper over to Merc. To Merc. She knows her reviews soon.
I missed the question though. If you actually asked it out loud.
Oh, where was she buried?
In the City of the Dead here in Waterdeep. Her
City-
and yeah, there's the trade ward and the dock ward, and off to the side, sort of landward, is the City of the Dead. She was interred there with and there were 3 other servants interred there. We had a big funeral for all of them.
They all died at the same time.
This was 5 years ago.
Was it part of the same massacre?
Yes. On a meta level, Dan thinks so.
Well, what
The
about
DM will
you?
correct me if I'm wrong.
Wait, how was she supposed to have died?
She was murdered. It was never.
Just
We never
murdered.
found the killer.
Did you find the body?
Well, are you the is the tiny one the killer? We haven't been introduced yet. I'm Finry.
Bruce.
This is Merc. Bruce. I
Bruce.
apologize for putting the glass over you. We had some business to discuss with Bonnie. But were you part of the
You did it
massacre? Or were
purposely?
you
I thought
also
you did it by
alive?
accident.
Oh no, I'm very deft with my hands. And I say as I look over with bashful eyes at Vecken.
Yeah, everything he does, he kind of does on purpose. So just keep that in mind for later.
It's actually very surprising I get anything done.
What's going to happen later? Oh dear.
Wink.
Hopefully something fun. Hopefully something fun. And winks at Vecken.
I've just cast done a wild magic surge. This one is heading, because I donated too, so wild magic surge is coming at your way, Bruce. You glow with just all of a sudden with this, meeting all these new people, the excitement gets to you, and you start buzzing with energy, and you begin to glow with this bright light.
Come on, Tink.
For the next minute.
I have a brilliant.
I do.
Come on, Julia Roberts.
Yeah. I have an idea. More cash wouldn't hurt. We need to go get some supplies and stuff before we go. I'm assuming we're going to go to the City of the Dead to
I can be a
investigate
torch.
the gravesite. Well, I was thinking, why don't you get up there, and I pointed at the bar and distract everybody, and I bamf over next to him and then back over.
Pretty
And
sure
I'll
I'm distracting everyone right now.
You really are. You are very bright. And
But
we
no worries,
can, whilst you do that, distract everyone. We could get a little bit of extra coin.
You must.
See.
If
I
you
take
know,
part.
Oh, sorry. You go.
What were you saying, Dan? Sorry.
As you're laying out these instructions, Vecken kind of rights his chair back and sits down and kind of looks at your looks deep into your sultry eyes, Finry, and says, "If you know anything about Sarah's murder, you need to tell me."
Well, you see, I flick my hair back. We have this book here, and I slide it across the table ever so seductively.
Our hands touch briefly
Right now.
as I slide the book over and look at it.
So-
Here, this is the page you need, and I bamf behind him, and I'm just gonna ghost it, and this is the page where I believe it was.
Yeah.
And I take his hand and I rest it where we'd read up to about the murder.
Yeah. DM, because he has Sarah's necklace, is it a Swayze situation where it's kind of like her hands have come around and are helping me shape the pottery / open the book?
It's a weird experience.
It is.
Like you
Yes,
feel,
it is.
It's weird hearing it and weird describing it. Even though Finry's hands, this stranger's hands, is on you, the touch is familiar, even though it's really cold. And they seem to know exactly what's on every page of this book, and they flick through it, or the hand flicks through it, and guides you through to a particular page. At first, the first page you're taken to is one towards the back, which describes the relationship with you, and the hand kind of feels really soft, and sort of just very softly runs over the page. After you take, oh, sorry, go ahead.
As a halfling, Finry, do you wear shoes?
I do wear boots, yes.
Okay.
I was raised in a outside of Baldur's Gate, so I would have to go into the city, so to do wear shoes.
All right. Good to know. May or may not be relevant. Please continue, DM.
After you sort of scan
Did
through
you have
that
a foot
page,
fetish?
and just as other pages are flicking back, you feel a breath, like Finry's breath on your neck, but it's something so familiar to you.
sends chills up my spine
I-
in multiple ways.
I might have to set up that only dance.
We buy them a room.
Eventually you
I mean,
come-
Finry does have a spare hand.
Oh no.
So,
And eventually it comes to rest on another page earlier on. And what you see as the page sort of settles, it says, I stole close to Lord Vialis today and saw that he had chalked a circle marked with strange runes across the floor of his study. A puddle spread within the circle and appeared to me as bubbling blood. Lord Vialis stood next to it motionless, one of his vile books in hand, and muttered something I could not hear. I slipped away quickly, though I fear he might have heard me this time. I have never been so scared, but I must tell Lady Maria what I have learned. I must.
so, and he sort of points to the name Lord Vialis, and he says, I remember him. He wanted his wife and children to be interred near his home when they died. He said he never wanted to return to Waterdeep ever again. I came back here to be close to Sarah and be close to my father, but could there have been some kind of mix-up with the remains?
Potentially, I whisper into your ear.
All of a sudden, the hand, it feels completely different now. It's warm
Yeah.
and tacky, like
Yeah,
wet and sweaty hand on your back of your hand. now.
clammy.
Clammy, that's what I'm looking for. And it
Yeah.
makes you feel just... Ugh.
Well, makes me feel a bunch of things. Yeah.
Did Lord Alice's wife and children die around the same time as Sarah?
DM, help me out here.
Oh wow! Oh wow! Thank you guys
Wow,
for the
wow,
raid.
wow.
Holy crap! Yeah.
Welcome,
Ooh!
readers.
Thanks, Stella.
Tricia.
So DM, you'll have to help me out here. So I have some notes, obviously, about this, but maybe they're not as deep. Was this all the same incident?
Yes, they were all
Yeah.
ended up dead at the same time.
Yeah. So, Lady Maria, her children, Sarah, and the servants were all murdered in the same incident. We had a funeral for Sarah and the servants, but I remember Lord Vialis. He said he wanted to do his own thing. The man was swept with grief, so of course I thought nothing of it.
Would it be too bold to ask how they were murdered?
If you had that answer, then 5 years of my life, I've been thinking that exact same. I've been questioning myself that exact same thing.
So
But-
Vecken knows what is generally the information that gets discussed, and is that at some point Lord Vialis returned from a business trip to find his wife and his sons and daughter and the 4 servants all brutally murdered.
Yeah.
But like bloody murders?
Yes.
Okay.
Killer was
Well,
never found.
It did seem like Lord Vialis was into some demon summoning, possibly, and they do like to get bloody
Yeah.
with their murders, so I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but that's kind of where my
What-
mind would wander to.
Yeah. What has he been doing since the massacre? Like, has he gotten very rich and powerful since then? It could have been a trade. He might have made a deal or something.
We don't correspond anymore.
I think we may have to go and pay him a visit. So cemetery and Vialis.
Would we be able to maybe search for some rumors? Because lords generally have land or, holdings.
Who owns the place now?
Not me. That's for sure.
Bruce
But
definitely
you
owns
look
it.
so wealthy. Look at you shimmer.
Have you been up to Yellowcrest Manor?
I have
No.
never
No.
been to Waterdeep before in my entire life.
Me neither. This is my first time.
Where'd you come from?
Here.
But you said this is your first time. I'm confused.
So am I.
Maybe
It's
they're
a general way of being.
Oh,
Yep.
because they're little. Yeah, no, that makes sense that they'd have tiny brains.
I haven't
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Let's see how this is. Whoa. Barry.
I hope this does not come up in my review.
Are you using the OKR system, or are you on that newfangled KPI system?
KPI.
Oh, yeah, no, when we ran it, it was a lot simpler. We called it the overworld Candlekeep raging rolls points. You'd accrue points, and that would go towards your quarterly review. But it got a bit cumbersome. There's a lot of numbers to keep track of.
It seems like in this party that the key KPIs is like insulting or hurting other people's feelings at times. So I guess he was going along with the thing, but I've done it wrong.
No. You haven't done anything wrong yet. And don't worry, I'll let you know when you do.
As you having this conversation, like a fairly large human male walks over. He's got a big apron on, and he comes over and collects some empties. He's like, "Oh, so another round, or you sticking around for lunch, or what can I get you?"
It's the middle of the day, isn't it?
It is the middle of the day.
Another round, and I slap a gold
Does
coin down on the
does
table.
anyone live in the Yellowcrest Manor now? Do you know?
Waiter, another drink.
I don't like to get too sloshed before 4.
It's all right. It's work drinks, so it's okay. It's all expensed back to Candlekeep.
All right.
Someone kind of needs to keep the sensible decisions. Sometimes there's crazy, and then there's extra crazy, and you kind of got to toe that line a little bit so that everyone doesn't die.
Well,
She's good with this one.
Speaking of almost dying, we actually almost died on the way here. We fought a Hydra.
Nah,
killed it.
Oh,
I don't believe that for a second.
well, that's good. No, that's
Well,
positive, because
no,
otherwise I would have
see.
been all that gold to myself, and that'd be a tragedy.
Can I insight check on the sensing the slight level of
On the
sarcasm on
sass.
that, and the sass.
And the sass.
I assume Bonnie's got proficiency in sass.
Yeah, she.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, one more drink and then we'll
I
start.
don't know.
Yeah.
She does enjoy working here, but sometimes she just needs to serve it to you because you can be a jerk.
What? Never.
Yeah.
Well, one more drink and then we'll start off. We've got some Hydra teeth to sell, some dragon stuff to sell, get some more coin, probably get some potions because
Another three.
Oh wow!
Thanks,
Thanks,
Sir Vecken.
guys. Thank you.
Welcome.
Wow, welcome.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because
That's a lot of people. Hi, friends.
Vecken,
Nice
hello,
to meet
you
you.
people.
Woohoo! Hi, everyone.
Well, perhaps while
Um,
you're doing your shopping, young master, I could do some. I could do some asking around of some of my old compatriots and see if they know where Lord Valis is, or if anyone's still at. See if he still takes up at Yellowcrest Manor, though I doubt he'd want to stay at the site of his wife's murder.
Well, can we do both at the same time? I feel it's not wise for us to go our separate ways. I've never been to Waterdeep before. I don't know how dangerous it can be. I've heard stories of things that have happened here in the past. I heard that before they took over Baldur's Gate, something went down here between a group called the Winchester Shields and a very bad, evil thing, and half of the city was destroyed.
Yeah, that it happens pretty much every Thursday at 8 p.m. Half a city gets destroyed here.
Right, okay.
And they rebuild it. Yeah, with the help of
right.
everyone in the community, kind of just gets together and rebuilds it each week. So Waterdeep is no stranger to some destruction, though. I would certainly watch your step around these streets for sure.
I'm liking this town even more. As I push a cap off the table.
The bartender comes back with a round of drinks for your war. It's like, yep, thank you. I'll be back shortly if you need any extras.
Yep. Vecken says, "Sun's over the yardarm somewhere," and takes a big drink.
I've been at sea for too long, and I take a big drink also.
Foundry, as you take your drink, you put your cup back down. This one catches you a bit, it goes down the wrong way, and with a hiccup, out comes just a single pink bubble. And then another one, and then just more pink bubbles.
Oh, maybe we need to well, let's try and scare him.
You find yourself actually unable to speak for the next minute. But every time you try only
why
pink
would you
bubbles
do
come
this to me? Oh, I'm going to mute myself for a minute. I am going
Whoever
to
donated
put
for
a
that
timer
one?
on.
Whoever donated for that one, I'm matching that $20 donation. Just
All right.
for that.
I will mute myself for a minute. I'm going to set
Was
a
that
timer
my
on.
one?
No, that was my one. Your one's next, Nick.
Oh, nice.
Whenever you want to throw it in there, I can throw it in now if you want.
No, not now. When we leave, I think. It's perfect timing.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, now we can just do whatever, and you can't say anything about it. Here you go. Here's another beverage. Well, why don't we kick off and go? And are we gonna go shop first? Fancy spending some coin?
How are we going with our healing capabilities?
I'm a healer. What abilities do you have,
Well, if we needed to pick up
Sir Vecken? What uses do you bring to the party? I've just decided you're coming with us because you're here now and you've been talking with us long enough, and that's usually all it takes is like 5 minutes and then you're employed, so it's good.
He also seems a little bit personally,
invested
in
yeah,
the
no, we should
situation.
capitalize on that. Okay, all right.
He says,
get an equal share of the pay too, because Foundry can't say anything against that, so
Joke's on you,
If you would like me to have equal, if you would like me to take 50% of the pay like Twitch, say nothing.
Too late. I'm already here. I'm back.
I'm ostensibly retired, though for this, of course, I'm willing to come out of retirement. I bring with me a sword, a strong trained arm, and a thirst for answers. And if answers won't do, vengeance will suffice.
Okay, so no healing spells. Got it.
I can connect us psychically, and I do it automatically. I use my
got this again.
telepathic thing. And everyone just hears in their brain holes me speaking. I should have done this. I should have done this when I wasn't able to speak. Anyway, this is one of my
bunch of healing spells, so like potions are always good if I get knocked out, because then you guys are kind of on your own.
Well, I have a lot of healing.
Oh, you do too? Yeah, you're a cleric.
But the potions never go.
Oh, I think we'll be okay. We don't need to waste our money.
No, we'll just hoard it and spend it on something.
Oh, are there
shiny.
magical item retailers?
I would assume so.
Fantasy Bunnings.
Yeah!
Fantasy Bunnings.
+1 wrench.
Well, the trade ward is a nearby area, which you can find all sorts of different things.
Oh, I know. was on the way to Yellowcrest Manor, wasn't it? You said.
Well, I would assume also magic items as healing potions or something that we need would also be sold at a magic shop. A magic item shop.
I know a herbalist nearby that can get you some basic potions. There's one just up the street from me.
Do they have that good halfling leaf?
I've never asked. Every time I walk, they yell at me in their crazy halfling lingo. Sometimes they yell "knock," and I just assume that's sort of a halfling word.
Oh no, it's a term of endearment. You should definitely hang around when they say that. It means that they're going to give you some lunch.
Like, yeah, I'm just.
Well, let's go then. Go then there, and then to. Were we going to the cemetery, or were we?
Oh
going
yeah.
to the...
Let's take go play with the corpses.
Yeah,
I mean,
so it's on the list I've written whilst I wasn't able to speak. But cemetery, see Alice, visit Yellowcrest, and then something that is just for me to discuss with Vecken later.
Glory days.
Nick and
Well, then let's go.
Nick and Sheriff Dan, do you want to give us a D100 roll each?
Yeah.
Fireball, everyone dies.
That'll be a 4.
74 from me.
So, for your roll, Vecken, I'll come back to that in a second. A Modron appears right at your side as you go to stand up, as though it was there all along. And
what's a Modron?
Yeah,
Is it
question.
So I can describe a
audience.
Modron. They come in
For the
different shapes and
audience.
sizes. There's sort of like little circular. They're almost like little automaton men, and they can come in like little circle ones, little like I think like rectangle ones, triangle ones. If you remember the hit TV show Reboot that was all CGI, and there was everyone was like made of ones and zeros. Okay, you're all too young. They for a bit of the lore for the lore chat. They are
Oh yeah.
lore, and they are very
Cool.
creatures, essentially just robots. They can only like obey instructions from their like superiors, the greater Modrons or whatever they're called.
Mike Wazowski.
Mike Wazowski!
Very much a Mike Wazowski for sure. Yeah.
And other than that, this is tough. Okay, I'm gonna roll something here.
Oh, it's a fireball. Someone rolled a fireball.
So does it? I'm assuming it doesn't say what kind of Modron.
It doesn't say. It says just a random Modron.
That's fine.
Um,
Oh yeah, there's someone's posted a link of Modrons here in the chat. Yeah,
That was me.
perfect.
So, as you all stand up, Bruce, you feel suddenly like really woozy, right?
Oh, no.
And you're not sure whether it was the amount
I
you
drank too
drank,
much.
or someone spiked your drink, or something.
That glass wasn't
blood-
empty when he put it on you. Like that glass was still full.
Yeah, his blood alcohol content would be like 1-to-1 at the moment.
And
1 to none. Yeah.
you're presently poisoned. It's too
Oh.
bad.
Oh dear.
Oh, you right there, little buddy, and I'll pick him up. Like, how tall is Bruce? Is he like teeny tiny, like Tinkerbell, or?
Yeah. Not that small, but smaller than you, that's for sure.
Oh, buddy. Oh, you don't look so good.
Oh, hang on, I'll pick him up. I'll be careful not to touch the wings because I don't know if that'll
2
affect
foot.
his ability to fly. 2 foot. Okay, I don't pick him up because I probably couldn't lift him then.
No, you don't want to touch. You don't want to touch the wings because then his mother, like, you get your scent on him, and his mother won't come and look after him.
Yeah.
Oh, but I'm real.
He's not joking. It's a true story.
I might cast Lesser Restoration, so I'm gonna go over to him and I'll like pat him gingerly on the head and go, there. You know, you'll grow up one day and be able to like handle your booze.
Yeah, I reckon if he eats, a
Probably.
bit more greens and stuff, he might even be able to get taller. Oh, that's on my shoes. I
Yeah,
guess I'm gonna have to take my shoes off, and I look at Vecken.
as I'm patting him on the head, I'll cast Lesser Restoration, and that will
Okay.
cure him of his poison.
Ooh, that feels better.
And I take my shoes off because they got vomit on them now, and I look at Vecken as I wiggle my toes because he was asking about my feet before.
Oh God! Oh, let's prestidigitation and clean my face.
Thank you.
The smell that was bad enough with the fish and the seaweed and stuff like that just gets now like this much more sour twinge to it.
Hey! I'm a halfling. Okay, I take good care of my feet.
Uh-huh.
You can see the slight braids that are running through the top of the hair on my foot. Decorative.
As you know, our feet touch. Mine are obviously in old man Jandal's.
What?
Did I not describe that
Crocs.
clearly at the beginning of the game? I'm so sorry.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Do I? Are your feet warm or cold? Is kind of what I want to know.
They just came out of my shoes, so they'd be very warm.
Oh, okay. No. Yeah, I don't. I'm not excited.
What?
When you touched my hands before, I thought I sensed my lover Sarah. She would do that. She would always do that thing where she'd come up behind me and be like, "Oh, I'm so cold," and she'd put her freezing cold hands, up under my clothes on my skin, and she always would have icy cold feet in the bed. So I just thought maybe she was haunting you or something, but I realize now I was wrong. So I'm sorry for assuming that. You are not the reincarnated form of my dead lover.
Wait, hang on a second. And can I give the pendant to someone else just to see if this attraction that I feel otherworldly? I'll give it to Merc. Does the attraction? I would assume the attraction may probably disappear. Finry's a open sexual being, but it's probably a little bit attractive, but not as over the top.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering, does it transfer?
It doesn't transfer with the pendant. So even though you've handed it off, and you feel like it should transfer with it.
It's too irresistible. I look at him and I say Gibbs from NCIS.
Yeah.
Very good.
As you
this is going to be the whole game. We're not going to leave the tavern. I hope you're ready. We're not going to leave the tavern because I got a room upstairs. We just got to get there.
Well, the hours are getting long.
Oh Lord, it's midday. It's not even 12.
A little bit of afternoon delight never hurt anybody, buddy.
What out of the tavern?
As you put your shoe back on there, Finry, the Modron next to you, Vecken, that had just popped up before, disappears just as quickly, but it leaves in its wake two small vials, and you pick up a potion of healing and a potion of greater healing.
Hells yeah.
Now we don't need to go to the store. Yay, DM magic.
I do like browsing, but
donation magic.
Yeah. Hang on a second. And I would like to use my common magic items for Bruce and Vecken as well. So that's $10, and I've still got one wild magic surge to use.
I have added a potion of greater healing and a potion of healing to my inventory.
There is then one more potion of healing.
Okay.
That just miraculously appears out of the arse of the Modron that disappeared.
Yeah,
and
they're always doing that. This is part of the
random.
This is part of the destruction cleanup effort that happens every week. The Modrons have to come in and they actually recreate reality to what it was at 7:59 just before Raging Roll started. So that all the damage that was done during that Thursday night stream, they have to come in and undo it and reset the world.
Yeah.
That's what the Modrons usually do. So that's why
makes a lot of sense.
Vecken is unfazed and explains that to you.
The Matrix reset button.
That's right. Yeah.
Are they employed by the Wizards of the Sword Coast?
Yeah, the Wizards of the West Coast. Yeah.
And
Murph has no idea what love is, but he's just staring like
Oh.
Finry, as you sort of go to put your shoe back on, you find something in there and you shake it out, and out falls this rolled up piece of paper that is a spell scroll.
Spell scroll. Whoa, power. What is the spell scroll of?
You open it up and I don't know who's got arcane abilities here. You do it, don't you? You can
I
make
could
out.
kind of do. I've got psychic abilities, so
Okay.
Yeah. So you're able to make out enough of this to understand it's a spell scroll of hex.
can I cast? Can I use this?
It doesn't look like it.
I read it, I get really excited. Oh, sweet, sweet. And like, must be a spellcaster. I'm like, fucking terms and
Read the fine
conditions.
print.
I'm like, all right, Merc, Bonnie, catch. And I throw it up in the air to see who can get it.
I fly up and grab
Roll
it.
Athletics?
Yeah, just acrobatics. I guess.
You said fly up and get it. So...
Oh, he can't.
No,
You can
I-
all compete if you want.
Threw it up.
You know what?
No, once
can hover.
a day I can.
I'll just pass it to Merc. No, I can't use it as well.
Okay. Merc, you have a spell scroll of hex.
Cool.
Enjoy. It's from me.
Doing what it does.
Well, all right. Let's go quickly. See what we can get magic-wise, and then go to the cemetery and do the stuff. Let's start investigating. CDA, form up. No, that doesn't work. It's not a good. We need
We're
like
not
a
a
rallying cry. No, roll out. No.
Hi ho fuckery away.
CDA assemble. No, I think that's taken.
Whilst
Yeah.
you're going through different names, Sir Vecken just kind of like goes behind the bar, reaches and grabs a long sword, and a sort of a thing of chainmail armor that they were keeping for him, as well as a horned helmet that has sort of one of the horns broken off, and sort of just starts gearing up. And then I think midway while you're on your 10th iteration of trying to figure out a go Power Rangers line, he's already out the door.
CDA together. No shit.
Finry.
Long live the CDA. Yes. Sorry. Yes.
Your foot fetish guy is heading out the door.
Okay, he's not my foot fetish guy. He's a foot fetish guy that I also seem to be attracted to. So,
Well,
shit,
you
we're
know,
gonna go.
he's going. He's gone.
All right, CDO, roll out. Right out the door.
Oh Lord.
Okay. So you're heading to where? The cemetery.
Yeah, catching up to
Well, that's what they said they were going to go
Vecken.
first, right?
Yeah, cemetery. Oh no, we were gonna go get some magic items first, weren't we? On the way to the cemetery.
Okay.
Something like that.
Sure.
Okay, heading out. You like the bright light gets you a little bit. The windows of that docked yard tavern were a bit too grimy and covered in salt to let too much light through. But stepping out, you breathe that fresh air again, and even though it's salty, it's a whole lot clearer than what is inside that tavern. And
Oh god, my eyes! I can't see. It's blinding. You didn't tell
It's
me.
okay. It's okay. It's okay. And I'll like.
God, I
I'll
haven't
just
been there.
wrap
Freaking
some
all.
cloth
a whole
around his
day?
eyes. It's all right. You've been there for an entire day.
I don't know. I got here in the dark.
and you start to find your way towards the trade wards, looking for wares and magic items.
I swear, people watching, it's not going to be a total shopping episode.
No, it's going to turn into a beach episode. I've seen this. I've seen these animes. This episode is all filler. Don't worry about it.
Finry's bathing suit's just going to fall off in front of Vecken, and it's going to turn to something very different.
Yeah.
So yeah, the streets are still bustling. There's lots of shops around, lots of activity, and you find lots of stalls lined up along this street, this busy street.
Okay.
Is
Looking
there a
ar-
magic?
Mhm. Looking around to your left, you see Oh no, I've hidden my notes inside the house and I can't see it.
Oh, we see a old burnt out pub with a sign that says the Winchester Shields.
Not
It
yet.
sounds
Wonder what
like
happened
a
there.
sports ball team or something. Is
You
that
see-
why the
I don't know. It looks.
down every week?
You see just to
Probably.
the left of you a shop with a sign at the front that says Yellowcrest Shoes.
Oh.
No.
I don't see. I see a spot. I see tops of roofs, and every time I move, I uncover a little bit more, like I'm an eraser.
Uh-huh. There should be doors around should you wish to enter.
I cannot see anything. I can literally see the tops of roofs.
There's little buttons.
Yeah, there's all doors.
I can't see that.
Oh, really?
Oh, you have stupid
Yeah, no,
vision
can
on.
I?
Hold on, let me fix
Kitty.
stupid
I
vision.
do have stupid vision on.
Yeah.
It's my default vision setting.
Who else has
I-
stupid vision?
Default.
There we go.
There we go.
I go straight into this Yellowcrest.
I can see.
No, because obviously I know the name.
Excuse me.
And do I know who works there?
You recognise them. You've bought lots. You've bought lots of jandals in there from Yellowcrest Shoes in the past.
yeah.
They sell pretty fancy shoes though. They're pretty fancy high-end jandals amongst
Yeah,
other kind of boots and
Birkenstocks.
things. Yeah. You know the person who works there and is the main like leather crafter there is a person called Leaston Pancral.
As I walk in, I say, Pancral, we have much to discuss. I need to know some things, and you're going to tell them to me. And he's in full like armor. He usually doesn't. Maybe him and Pancral. Last time they caught up for tea, he was not in armor. Now though, Sir Vecken, geared up for the first time in a couple of years.
I just lean over to Bruce and I'm just like, he's even hotter somehow.
So just so I'm clear, you guys are in this location here, right?
Sure, wherever the
Yep, we are in that house.
Okay, so as you walk in and sort of burst through and demand answers, you see Pancral, Leo Stan Pancral up the back, just like, oh my gosh, Sir Vecken, no, what brings you here? This is unlike you. We only had tea last month.
We did, and this is why your teeth aren't all over the floor right now.
So much hostility.
I need to know, where is Lord Vialis?
Oh, Vecken, you know that Lord Bialis hasn't been round these parts for years.
Is he in the manor?
No, he hasn't lived there for 5 years. Remember, when his family got killed, he left. He couldn't bear it. He left these parts.
I'm not from around these parts, and I don't know how you big city folk do things.
I'm
Where is the
sorry,
Lord?
I don't know who you are. I was talking
These
to
are
Vecken. Do you need some
my
shoes, anyone?
compatriots. No, the jandals you got for me are still doing very well, but I wouldn't come to you like this unless it was serious.
Oh, I know.
And we wouldn't be here with him unless it was serious. And we really hate anything to happen to your very nice sandal shop that you have here. And I knock a sandal off the shelf.
She gives you like a
I
look
copy.
Oh, come on, is this really necessary? Have I got to ask you to leave? And she walks around and picks up the shoes and puts them back on the racks. These took me days to craft, and you're knocking them off? If you want to
If
knock
he's
them off,
not-
you can buy them. Sorry, Vecken.
If he's not in the manor, the ancestral home, where did he go? Because I have some questions for him. It turns out, perhaps, that he didn't tell us everything he knew about Sarah's death.
Really? These rumors are always interesting. I mean, the last that I heard, and she leans right into you, Vecken, was that he couldn't bear the grief, and he took to hide himself up in Greenfast.
He hadn't. That was like a holiday home. They barely ever visited that place.
Well, that's just the rumors I hear. When Feo enters and comes and collects his takings, we try to chat. I try to learn some more information from him. Yeah, it's good to have some information to trade in situations like this, but yeah, that's the last I heard, that he fled to be alone with his grief in Greenfast.
And I say, thank you. We still on for Canasta next week?
Oh, absolutely. You won't win again, Vecken. You won't win again.
Very good.
Whilst
And I pick up I slap Finry's hand as he's going to like push another sandal off the shelf.
well,
I'm just like, no.
well, Finry, whilst she was lent into you, was going to take that opportunity to stealth and sneak through the next door and have a look
Oh,
around.
okay.
Okay, give me a stealth check.
Then I do not slap your hand.
We'll see how this goes. 13.
Yeah,
That's really bad.
the space
are
there
you
isn't
doing?
that big, and
That's
like, you can see that she notices you just like creeping like just on tiptoe trying to sneak past, but it's just not enough. She's just like,
Sneaking,
grab
sneaking,
the back of his vest or whatever he's wearing.
A
And
very
kind of just
elegant,
pulling you
very
back.
elegant coat.
Yeah.
and she's like,
You're
is,
so strong and powerful.
is there something I can help you with, young sir?
Oh yes, I was looking for the good jandals.
Oh my goodness, all our finest jandals and footwear are right here. That's just my workshop out the back.
And
Oh, I
you
think
see
this
me in the
is-
background trying a pair on. Like, they're really big for me, but I'm trying anyway.
Both
I'm
feet,
imagining
both
like,
feet in one.
Yeah.
I'm imagining
These don't
like
fit
when a
great.
child wears their parents' feet, their parents' shoes.
Don't know, these don't fit great.
She comes over to you and she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I haven't seen one of your kind before. I haven't made shoes that small. Would you be around? I can custom make some shoes for you if you like. Might take a little while to get the measurements just right, but it can be done."
Can you do
No.
both as well? Like
Can I
holds
do-
up a prong.
She's like, "Oh my goodness, the challenges just keep coming today." I can do anything. I'm the master, the footwear maker here. Give me the time, I can make it so.
I'd like to see that.
I'll take up the offer as
I
long as
don't-
you can do it today.
They're only small. And you see her quickly like, lick her finger, pull out a bit of measuring tape and find your feet and quickly measure everything up. She's like, come back
Add
at
an
close
inch.
time.
Add an inch.
Beacon says, I'm sure you can cobble something together.
You watch. I will make these very tiny custom shoes for you. Your name? I'll put it on a hold, on an order.
Not tiny. Bruce.
Not Tiny Bruce. Not Tiny Bruce.
Do you have
Is that like a family name or
anyway? Are these
what was
shoes?
that, Merc?
Do these shoes have magical properties or anything?
Oh,
Or are
they
just
look
magical in appearance.
magical. I mean, look at the craftsmanship in these things. You can make an Arcana check to see if you can pick up any arcane vibes coming off these things.
Yeah, I'll try that before I cast a spell.
Nice to identify on jandals.
It's like the
Could go really well here.
That failure.
Wow!
These-
Wow!
These are ultimate. These are the most powerful dude jelly sandals you've ever seen.
Yeah.
The dude abides.
You're not quite
Dude,
sure.
what?
Like the only thing you pick up is the smell of that rich leather scent, and the disappointment that they're all made for five-fingered creatures, five toad creatures.
5 feet.
I will get back to you on the order. And besides, you can mail it to Candlekeep or something, and I'll get it somehow. But anyhow, I'll get back to you.
Okay. But you, young sir, not Tiny Bruce, if you come back this evening at close, I'll have them for you. There'll be two gold for the tiny jandals, but they will be exquisite.
Make it 1 gold because they're so small, according to you.
But it's the finesse of it.
No buts. You called me tiny. Come on, pay up.
I'm very confused. I tell you what, I'll give it to you for a gold because of the challenge, and I like a good challenge.
Yes, I'll pay you now. 1 gold.
Fantastic.
That's my last gold.
My life saved.
Well, I assume you were using it as a pillow this entire time, that 1 gold piece. I don't know how tiny pixies are.
I'm not a pixie, I'm a fairy.
Oh, sorry.
2 foot.
Oh yeah. You don't want to insult them like that.
Yeah, pixie. Fairy.
Yeah.
Halfling. Human.
And she says, I'm going to get started on these right away. Is there anything else I can help you with right now?
Oh, I think we're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Thank
For
you.
now.
Thank you.
For now.
Just come back at close and we'll have these shoes ready for you.
Oh, we'll be back. And I walk out the door. I run into the door because it's a pull, not push. And I walk out.
Seems right. I think I still have on my notes here 3 more wild magic surges to go. So if anyone would like to roll me D100.
I do have 1,
I'll
but
roll
I'm
1.
saving it. I will save my wild magic.
Okay,
I'm gonna roll D100.
go for it.
Let's go, Bruce.
Let's go, Bruce!
I'm not afraid. 45.
45. You find that after you've tried on these jandals and they're far too big for you, as you step out the door, it's like even though you're not using your wings, it's like you're just walking on air and you find yourself levitating about a foot off the ground.
That's how
That's
good
really
these
foot.
are.
funny because he
That's
has
as far as they
wings.
go.
That's as far as you go.
That's
this is
really
weird.
funny because he also has wings. So
I'm just like not flapping my wings now.
Yeah.
I'm just like, this is fun.
what's the sensation like of
Thud.
not using your wings for your entire life and then not you having to use them to float?
Effortless.
Mind you, as you go up in the air, you slow down because you've got nothing to propel yourself forward.
I just like poke him in the
Yeah, like start like trying to swim.
It's like
No,
that every
hang on.
every time I come out of that shop. It's like I'm walking on air. The shoes are that good. I know you haven't got them yet, but this is actually the preview of how good the shoes are going to be.
I can't wait.
Oh, hang on
Yeah.
a second. Oh, hang on. I'm just gonna get a rope and then start like carrying
Like
Bruce
a balloon.
behind me like a balloon.
And thanks for the gifts,
I'll
Sullivan
go along with it.
Kate.
Woo!
Well,
Thank
should we
you.
Yeah, thanks for the gift.
some
Hope you're enjoying your flight.
Oh, I don't think it's desecrating if you're running an investigation. And also,
No,
like,
no.
we've got a holy in there, so you can kind of just, like, bless the mess we're going to make.
Bless this.
Oh, I can't read that.
You didn't need
No.
to tell anyone that.
Sorry,
Wait,
what was
where's
that,
my
guys?
book?
What was that, team?
Merc's going to, like, bless the mess that we're going to make in the graveyard. So it's okay, it's still kosher.
I was wondering why he bought that sign.
So I got a question for you guys. You're like Candlekeep Detection Agency or something?
Yes, we are. Yes, you haven't heard of us? It's very surprising. We are in operation all up and down the Sword Coast. We're here for no matter your needs, no matter how big or small. We will solve the mystery for you for a fee.
If you look in your pocket, there's probably already a card in there.
There's like 5. There's like 5 already.
Tell your friends.
Okay.
You know, if you need our services and stuff, but you also have a friend who needs our services, you can actually get a discount on our services. and so can they.
No, that's good thinking. Refer a friend system.
Is there a discount code on the back or something?
No. So I remember your face, and when you come in with your friend, you just have to come with them, and then you can also. But I assume for this, because you're still with us, you as well, Vecken, because you want to help solve this mystery and find out what happened to Sarah. You guys are hereby deputized into the CDA for a short amount of time. Depending on performance, you may even get some treasure.
Come in.
Sure.
Say no more.
Okay, so
Okay.
To the graveyard.
on. Sorry, carry on.
Oh, I was just gonna. Are you guys cool for that? We'll go to the graveyard.
Let's do it, because what time is it? What time is it now?
It's probably getting into mid-afternoon.
Okay, yeah, we probably want to get to the graveyard before it gets dark, because otherwise it's going to be really spooky.
Yeah, before this buzz wears off.
Yeah.
How long do I float for?
Interesting after dark, but anyway.
10 minutes, I think, Bruce.
Okay, that's fair. Well, cool.
I think it's either 1 or 10. Figure it out. By the time you get out of the trade ward, you find yourself now flapping your wings or buzzing your wings, and it
No,
takes seconds
I
to
would
dawn
have
on
known
you
when
that-
it wears off, so I would have smacked it straight to the ground. With Finnery pulling me along.
just pulled along. Just
Yeah.
Okay. So moving ahead, you find yourselves in an area up on it sort of leads out of the city a little bit, or into a more open area. As you follow the paths through the streets, up towards the top of a small hill. By small, I don't mean steep, like a low hill. Sign reading overhead. Remind me the name of that city. Something.
City of the Dead.
City of the Dead. As you enter, it's very well manicured for the most part. The paths laid around are all well kept. There's no weeds anywhere. It's all very well maintained. There is an area off to the side which I guess is less well kept for the more common folk, I guess. But yeah, it depends what you are looking for in here.
Well, Sir Vecken, can you take us to Sarah's grave? Like, are you going to be okay with this?
Yeah, as you've kind of got closer and closer to this place, his sort of confident stride has certainly started wavering somewhat, and he points to I assume a sepulcher that they were interred in. I'm not sure if. Oh well, she was probably rich enough to get a real grave. That sounds good. So points to the section that she was buried in, with her servants, obviously, like an Egyptian goddess, and leads the way, kind of tentatively.
I'll Finnery in like a non-sexual manner will like reach up to like a hand of support, but it like reaches like your lower back because he's short in a halfling. But like it's there, like it's support, like yeah.
A comforting butt tap. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast a spell. I'm gonna cast Calm Emotions on an area around myself, and I'm going to like try and suppress like your. I don't know whether you're afraid or whether you're just really sad or whatever. And you can you can choose to make a charisma saving throw, or you can choose to fail it if you want. Yeah.
So you whisper just beyond blue, and I just start feeling sort of that negativity, that self-talk kind of. That inner critic start becoming more of an inner coach, and I just no longer look as absolutely. I choose to fail that, and let that kind of wash over me, and it definitely suppresses or lightens the kind of load it looks like that Vecken's under.
As Bonnie said, Sir Vecken. You're with friends. It's okay.
Thank you.
I will. I'll cast detect magic and kind of just meander around our path. Just for the next 10 minutes, I'll be able to recognize, sense anything magical within DP for myself.
Okay. As you approach where Vecken has led you, the grave set up, you can see there's 4 graves there, and it looks like they haven't been tended to, these particular ones, in a few years. You do spot one that says Sarah. You spot another that says Ellen. And you see another that says Maxith, sorry. And another that says Liss. Now, underneath each of their names, you see it just says served with Yellowcrest Manor.
Now, for my knowledge... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
And
Good
the year of their death, which was 5 years prior,
5
whatever
years
this year is.
The year of Our Lady, 2022.
Is this like a common thing? Like, so this is the family of Sir Vialis, yes?
Who are you asking?
Sir Vecken.
They were servants of the household.
And is it common for them to get such stately burials?
They served their lord very well. When you go into service for a lord, it's usually, especially with the circumstances under which they died, it was sort of the least he could do to make sure that they were treated with care. He actually took a great interest in making sure that, you know, he organized everything for them, and you know, wrote to their families and so on.
Merc suggested that I cast prestidigitation to clean up the tombstones a little bit, so I'm going to go do that.
Are you going to be okay with this next bit, with what we have to do?
I feel oddly calm about it.
It's that halfling leaf. It gets to you.
Yeah.
All right,
Do you have
team.
any more of that?
He had the last of it. Sorry, we were meant to go to the herbalist, but we didn't have time. We were at the Jandal place. Anyway, so I'll head over to Sarah's grave. Is it like sort of like a raised mausoleum thing, or is it like in the ground?
It's in the ground.
So tombstone.
Tombstone in the ground, 4 plots, laid out in like a grid.
Did anyone smart bring a shovel?
Don't we always bring shovels?
Yes, we do, in this handy bag of holding.
Do you not bring shovels to?
No, there
do
will
you
be
not ever
stuff.
bring shovels to graveyards?
You know, not generally. No, we would have some stuff in our packs, like that we can use to dig. I know I have like at least a pick and stuff, so I can use that to break up the earth and stuff.
Okay. So you're going to try and dig a grave with a what? Like a crowbar? Or a pickaxe?
No. We would have like picks and shovels and stuff. But we get the explorer's pack and stuff from you start your stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Just pull out like a sensor and like start lighting it, and just looking like I know what I'm doing.
You're supposed to be praying. Bless
I'm
it.
doing it in my head.
Oh, okay.
You're doing a great job, Merc. But you know what would really help would be actually helping to dig. I'm a very small man, and I'm very dainty. This is not my strong suit.
So you see Finry start to pull out this tiny little like explorer shovel type thing and start to chip away at this grave. Does anyone else start to help out, or are you just gonna let him go and just relax?
I'll help. I'm a big strong boy.
Is there a caretaker's house where there might be like tools and stuff?
Make a perception check.
Did anyone bring any salt and like
Oh,
something
that's
you can
not
light a
great.
fire?
Salt.
Yeah.
Well,
I got
purify the
salt,
bones.
and I just I fly above it and just rub my hair. And a lot of salt.
No,
falls out.
no, that's not salt. Nope. And unfortunately, we can't use Bonnie's witty retorts to what I say either.
Yeah,
What
no,
Twitch chat?
so what happens here? So, Bonnie, unfortunately, the place is so big, you don't know whereabouts that caretakers might be. It's pretty well looked after, so it's probably somewhere, but you can't see it on the horizon.
Bakers.
Merc, with your detect magic, you're looking around, scanning with your beacon. I picture it being like that thing from Ghostbusters, right? But it's not picking up anything out of the ordinary.
Just anything. Okay.
Oh, what about like detect evil?
I
that?
was saying that, but I haven't prepped it.
Oh, well,
Finry
Continuing
keeps looking up at the fading sun as it starts to go down. He's like, does not want to be in the graveyard after dark because he's like bad juju.
can we have candles? I got a candle.
I've got heaps of candles.
Yeah, just like put it out, make it real spooky.
You are
I mean-
Candlekeep Detective Agency. If you didn't keep candles, it'd be very off-brand.
Damn! Oh! Bonnie, write this down. Idea. Instead of business cards, candles.
You put your contact information in the wax.
Exactly.
And then-
Exactly.
Maybe you could like
Yeah.
paint them onto the candles.
And then they just have to stare at your business card every time they need light.
Yep.
Mm.
Exactly. Or when it is lit up, a magical effect happens, and it's like, "Have you seen the Candlekeep Detective Agency?" Like a bunch of words. Oh, workshop it. We'll workshop it.
As you all start to chip away at the ground and get easily distracted with these ideas of grandeur, we'll go
I'm
ahead
just
and take a 10-minute break.
Sweet. Let's do it.
So join us shortly, everyone. In 10 minutes, we'll be back to see what is found.
Oh,
I
jeez.
cannot wait to come back.
Grave.
I can't wait to come back and use my wild magic surge
Amazing.
away.
Back in 10.